So first time out, offensive line, give us your assessment, Greg. How do you think you performed in your unit overall?
Yes, sir. I think my unit performed really well. We didn't really utilize some of the things that were giving us, as far as like bang backs and creating some of those lanes, but I think that there's a lot of room for improvement. And as far as the first game, I think we did really well.
Well, what about the run blocking overall?
The run blocking overall, I think we did well. We need to get a little bit more movement up front and just finish blocks, me and myself. My hands slipped a couple times, and I missed a couple key blocks. And, I mean, there's maybe 7 plays in every game that are going to dictate that. So we got to limit that.
I noticed at the beginning of the second half, you weren't on the field. They were doing something to you on the bench. I mean, is there anything you can say? Was it just cramps or something?
No, sir. No concerns at all. No concerns.
And then Eric Miller, Cam Craig, the other tackles, how do you think they performed?
I think they did fantastic. That drive was electric. And, I mean, those guys have been working so hard all year. So it's no surprise to me, but I think they performed really well.
Xander kind of talked about just emphasizing getting more explosive plays in the running game. How much of that stems from the offensive line just kind of getting more movement, like you said, but also just kind of figuring out the plays that are working and work best for your running game?
Right. Well, I mean, I think we have an excellent playbook. I think whatever Coach Braun calls is going to work. The biggest thing is we just have to finish as an offensive line. There were a couple times where we would get a finish, and as an offensive lineman, we became a defender because we were in the hole. But just getting more vertical push, I think that's what's going to elevate our run game.
How big were the final 2 full drives for you guys? Clinging to a 2-point lead, come back, a couple big touchdowns in the fourth quarter. What were some of the keys to the offense really clicking in that critical fourth quarter?
I think the biggest key for us clicking was the want to, understanding that we let a lot of drives go. We were able to move the ball, but we just weren't finishing. So for us to be able to finish those last 2 drives felt really good, and we're just going to build on those, stacking good days.
What improvement do you want to see this week?
I want to see more vertical push, and I want to see more guys on the ground. I think that they play a defensive front where we can definitely create some running lanes and get some movement. There's some good guys up front, but I think we've been working a lot harder. So,
just for the offensive line, maybe to take a step forward, how important is this game for you guys?
It's huge. We don't look past anybody. It's a 1-game season, like we've been saying. So we're coming against UConn, and we had a really good start. And I think this is the game that we use to fine-tune our skills. So.
Have you had a chance to reflect on your performance on Saturday?
I have, yes, ma'am. If I had to give myself a grade, because I am my harshest critic, I give myself a C. I could definitely do more playing under control. And like I said, there's 7 plays that dictate the game's outcome. And I think that I was responsible for a couple of those going down. So I'm just trying to elevate that as well.